Welcome back guys. In the previous lecture I left you with configuring one of your social media accounts into Buffer, and I was using the LinkedIn one, but I didn't complete that setup because, as I said, I already have an account. Anyways, I wanted to show you how an empty dashboard looks like, and this is what we are looking at right now. On the left side you can connect your accounts. You can pick either Twitter or Facebook, or click on Connect More to select something different. Remember that in the free version you can't set up a Pinterest account, but you can start a 30-day trial in case you want to see how it looks like. If we click on My Account and Email Settings, for example, we'll have this side panel with all the settings we can configure. And on the right side, given the option that we select, we'll be able to see the details. So we are on email settings, we can change our email. We can enable buffer by email, and I'll show you what this is. Buffer by email lets you basically send your links by using a specific email address. Just something like what you can do with Asana, but for social medias, of course. Then we can set up how reminders will work, if we want one for the newsletter, if we want to receive reminders for update failures, and so on. And then we can subscribe to the Buffer blog. Feel free to look at all the other options like access and password, where you can see the last sessions that were logged into your account, and enable a two-step authentication. Go Awesome is the option you have to use in case you want to upgrade your account to the Awesome plan. Time settings are related to the time format that you prefer to see, so if you prefer the 12 hours format, leave it like it is now, or click on 24 hours to enable the 24-hour time format. Alright? Browser extensions. We're going to talk about that in a minute because this is what we're going to use in the upcoming lecture. Apps and extras. Well, like every other tool that I showed you, you can have more apps that you can integrate with your Buffer account. So feel free to take a look at that. Let's move now into my own account with some data already pre-populated so I can show you something more about the dashboard. Here we are now looking into my own account, and as you can see I've added my Twitter account, my Facebook page, but we can add also groups, we can also add main profiles, and my Google Plus page as well. If we click on the Twitter tab, for example, you can see that we have other 4 tabs on the right side. We have the Content tab, where we can actually decide to share a message or a link or a particular post. And I can type, for example, hello guys, today the Web Summit is on. And on the top area, you can tick the social networks where you would like this message to be posted. At the minute, it will just be a tweet on my Twitter account, but if I click on Facebook as well, it will be a Facebook post. So let's keep it this way. So we want to post it on Twitter and Facebook, and then we want to add a photo or a video. And to do so, maybe I can create a new image with the composer. This is a new thing that just came up, and I can select a random image like this sky here. Okay, so download your image and I can put it in my pictures folder. Okay, so back to the email settings, I can add the photo from my pictures folder. My picture has been added, my text is defined. I can just click on add to queue, and we'll talk about what the queue is in a minute. Or I can click on this arrow on the right side and click on share next or share now, which means that we want to post it immediately, or schedule post. At the minute we want to just look at the add to queue functionality, and to do so we need to look at the schedule tab. So in the schedule tab you can set up how many times you want to post every day. So every time you add a new content into your Buffer queue, that will be posted at these times. So the first time you add a new content, it will be posted at 10:16, and the time zone I'm using is the New York City one. If I add a second post in the queue, it will be posted 2 hours later, and so on. You can customize it and define how your posts should be scheduled once you add them into your Buffer queue. Let's see what happens if I click again on content and then I click on add to queue. Saving. I have a notification that tells me that my post is in my buffer. And now let's see again what happens in the content tab. I have a post scheduled on my Twitter account that will be posted at 26 past 12. Let's check again the schedule for a second. 16 past 10 is already gone because the local time when I'm actually recording is 42 past 10. So obviously the scheduler knows the current time and will pick the immediately available one after the current time. So it will be 26 past 12. That's how it works. If I add a new tweet now, it will be posted at 1:30. We have also set another thing. We want our post to be scheduled for Facebook as well. If I click on the Facebook tab and click on content, I can see that my post has been scheduled for Facebook as well, but it will be posted at a different time. And the reason is quite simple. If we click on schedule, you'll notice that the times are different. I can define posting times specifically for each one of my social media accounts. I'll tell you more about the scheduling and how you can configure your own schedule in the next lecture, when we'll see also how to use the buffer plugin. And talking about the buffer plugin, I really suggest you guys add it to your Chrome, assuming you're using the Chrome browser. And to do so, you can do that in many ways. You can either click on My Account, Browser Extensions, and then click here in the landing page, and that's where you can define the integration you want to add. I'm seeing this configuration because I already have the extension, but let's see what happens if I don't. So I'll go back to my anonymous window here, and I'll click on My Account, Browser Extensions again. As you can see, I have a different landing page asking me to install the Chrome extension. I can click on that. I'll be immediately receiving this pop-up, and I can click on Add Extension. That will add the extension to my browser. Before moving into the next lecture, I suggest you guys will install the extension, and when you finish, you should see something like this. You should have this nice icon on the top right. See you in the next lecture, where we'll talk about the plugin and we'll take a closer look again at the dashboard and how the schedule posts appear and how we can schedule the posts by using the buffer plugin we just installed.